Hey, it's Celebrate Truth. I'm Robbie Davidson. We've got a good one for you today. It's IFL Science. We've got a new survey that they've just been reporting on that just came out talking about 66% of young adults in America accept that the earth is round, according to a new survey. That's right, 66%. What does that mean? There's a lot of people starting to doubt the shape of the earth. What? How could that be? This is 2018. Tell you one thing, we're having a major impact with this survey. Let's read on. The flat earth movement clearly isn't going away anytime soon. Although we'd argue that it's not going to suddenly become a mainstream belief, it is concerning how discussed it is, and admittedly the coverage of it, from a scientifically whimsical to the ridiculous, probably isn't helping by giving such beliefs a platform. Still, it's a phenomenon worth looking into, and YouGov survey has done just that. The results are unsettling, and hopefully the work of a certain demographic not taking the questions particularly seriously. So basically they're hoping that a lot of the results that came back, maybe people were just joking around. But as we read, you're going to find out that no, that was not the case. Surveying 8,215 U.S. adults weighted to be representation of the entire U.S. population, it suggests that just 84% have always believed the world is round. Among 18 to 24-year-olds, however, this percentage falls to 66%, though it continually rises through various age groups to reach a peak of 94% for 55 plus. The thought that just 2/3 of young adults in America accept that the planet is an oblate spheroid is deeply concerning. But wait, there's more. 5% of US adults have always thought the world was round, but have become more skeptical as of late. This number rises to 9% among 18 to 24-year-olds. In contrast, 2% of all those surveyed have always believed the world is flat, which rises to 4% among 18 to 24-year-olds. 7% of the total answered other not sure, which rises to 16% in 18 to 24-year-olds. Generally speaking, the older someone in the US someone is, the less likely they are to have any flat earth beliefs. In this sense, then the trend is the opposite, for the acceptance of the theory of evolution in its most basic form, with older people less likely to accept that life has evolved over time. Other curiosities pop out of the YouGov survey. Slightly fewer Democrats, 83%, have always believed the world is round, compared to Republicans, 89%, or Independents, 88%. Slightly more men have always believed the world is round, 86%, compared to women, 83%. People earning $80,000 per annum are more likely to accept the correct shape of Earth, 92%, than those earning $40,000 to $80,000, 87%, or under $40,000, 79%. So again, they're running down these numbers. They're obviously trying to show that people that are earning more are more, likely to accept the correct shape of the earth, as they put it. Basically getting into the whole idea of going through the educational system the longest. Most people that are earning these type of annual salaries have gone through university levels. They've been indoctrinated into, all the stuff that scientism has given them, from their professors. And it starts from, obviously education from an early age, spinning the globe. But as we move up, they start talking, getting into biology and getting into all these different sciences. They start teaching, this is where you've come from, kids. You've evolved from apes and slime, and this is kind of what's going on. So, as people, that are moving away or into the workforce earlier, they're not susceptible to, so much heavily indoctrination in the advanced stages when you get into the levels of education after, junior and high school and these type of things. So I just find it interesting they're throwing this out, but it's crazy that these numbers are showing what they are. Now, they go so far at the end of the article, let's keep reading here. They talk about most flat earthers are religious. This is another thing they've come up with. Here's YouGov tweeted out, there's always been conspiracy theories and believers that the earth is not a globe, but a flat disk. Whether or not it's due to science or religious beliefs, 2% of Americans, they say the earth is flat. So understand that 2% based on their study is showing that people are saying the earth is flat. If you understand a percentage like that, it might not sound like a lot, but that is a tremendous amount. I mean, if they were to do these surveys 10 years ago, it would probably be a fraction of a percent. The fact that, 2% of Americans, based on doing a survey based on the populace of the US, compile those numbers at around almost 10,000 people. It's interesting because, again, that's a heavy number. When you consider a population, say, of a city of 1 million, even at 1%, you're dealing 10,000. So you're dealing with 20,000 people in a city of 1 million. So if you start amplifying that and just multiplying that with different cities, you can kind of see where these numbers are. Now, I'd imagine there's a lot of people, and this was obviously an anonymous survey, that, they're out there right now, they're watching these videos, they're not vocal, they're worried about coming out and talking about this due to ridicule and all these things. But these are the things that we really need to kind of keep pushing and enforcing with people, is that there are a lot of people waking up to this deception, an incredible amount of people. In a very short time, this many people starting to question the shape of the earth. And a lot of people laugh this off and think it's funny, and we all did. We all thought this was crazy when we first heard it. There's very few people that didn't. And I'm not going to say everyone, but again, for me, I laughed at it. I thought this was ridiculous when I first heard about it. And again, most of us come to that understanding. So we should be a little understanding when people are coming to us, laughing at us and thinking this is the craziest thing they've heard, because, we thought the same thing. But what it's showing is there is a tremendous amount of people starting to look into this, and flat earth is winning, and truly God is waking up a tremendous amount of people. And why this is important is because it screams creator. Now, while this survey talked about religious, and they said most flat earthers are religious, which is interesting because there's a lot of people, and I know a lot of people that even follow my channel would definitely not consider themselves self-religious. And I don't even consider myself religious. I always talk about the fact that it's all about relationship, not about religion. That's entirely what God wants. He desires a relationship, not this man-made structured religion. But again, that's a whole other video for another time. But what I'm saying is, and I've said this many times, is there are no atheists on a flat earth. Understand that anybody that comes to this, when they start looking at it and understanding it, however their model is, when they understand the fact that we're not moving, that everything was created for us, that we're the center stage, there is a creator, there is no room for atheism. So I have yet to find anyone that can actually bring together and compile a serious discussion on how they can bring an enclosed worldview, or even not enclosed, but just a flat stationary world with no creation. What just happened by accident through what, a flat earth big bang? I mean, that doesn't even exist. So the fact is that people really realize that, okay, we've been lied to. They've been trying to hide God from us. And again, there's a lot of people that hold to different belief systems around that, and they're not quite sure yet, and they're searching. Fine. But my point is, coming from a completely scientism worldview that basically annihilates any notion of God, destroys God in people's minds overnight, because every one of their paradigms is put together that doesn't need God. These are quotes from like Stephen Hawking and different people that have said this themselves. God is not needed, because everything is explained without a intelligent design. It's just, obviously it's random, it's an accidental explosion, which is completely nonsense. It's not even science. And yet, we're told that, we're science deniers. I'm a scientism denier and proud of it. There's nothing wrong with science. Unfortunately, most people have moved away from true science, and that's all they're doing these days, is preaching scientism dogma. But again, when you look at these things and you look at these numbers, the idea that all these people are understanding they've been lied to, and great amounts of people are waking up. And the fact that they're saying 2% of Americans basically 100% say the earth is flat, these are huge numbers. Start doing the math on it based, like I said, it's 20,000 per million people. That is a lot of people. So, I mean, I live in a city of about 1 million. That's 20,000 people that are here in my city somewhere, and that's an incredible amount of people. So we need to really look at that and go, wow, this is really having a major impact on people. People are seeing this. They're seeing this in the headlines. They're seeing this with the news. They're seeing with all this attention. And again, it is great because it gets people questioning the world. It gets people opening the Bible again, looking at, okay, well, if science lied to me, then what's true? And if there is a creator, I want to get to know. Can I know more about this creator? And that's just a fantastic thing. So I'm excited. Like I said, when I saw this, with IFL Science putting out this with YouGov, US, they're concerned. They're incredibly concerned. I mean, if you actually look at the beginning of the article, they talk about how concerning it is. They talk about, like, what are we doing? Maybe we're giving it too much publicity. We shouldn't be doing that. Again, this is their internal thoughts on the matter, but that's the reality. Is every time a sports star, celebrity, anybody mentions it, there's millions of people that look into it, and they come to videos like this one. They come to great videos. They maybe come to really bad videos, but so what? We've all stumbled across that bad video. It didn't stop us from learning the truth and knowing, what was right. We can take the good, leave the bad. And on our journey for the truth, we can be confident enough to understand that people are starting to question seriously what they have been taught from the foundations of the world, creation, who we are, where we're going, what this is all about. Everything is coming together. So it's an incredible awakening taking place. It's amazing to see these numbers based on these surveys. Let's just keep it up. Honestly, spread the word, share videos like this, share, talk to your friends, your family, whoever you can. If you're, a little bit more, introverted and stuff, and you want to just kind of do it, there's many ways to do it. I'm just saying, get the incredible amount of energy and excitement for what is taking place. This is a really exciting time. While there's a lot of ridicule and it's really tough to be an outspoken flat earther, again, if you look at any type of things throughout history, it was always really tough at the very beginning stages of anything to this magnitude. And based on these numbers, and based on even projections, based on social media and what's happening, just with everything, with conferences happening, in different countries of the world, with famous people coming forward, people starting to question it. People starting to have these discussions. I'm having these discussions with people, even in my own circle, that have been watching and following different things that I've been doing for the last 3 years. And they're asking more questions. And it's always good to ask questions. And like I say all the time is, don't listen to what I say. Go out and do your own research. And again, truth can be found, and truth is important. So why, I do what I do is because the truth is important. And we all owe it to ourselves to at least investigate and research the best that we can do to find out truly, what is the truth. And let's expose the world's lies. Guys, this is another Celebrate Truth video. I wanted to put this out real quick. I thought it was exciting. Like I said, just 66% of young adults in America accept the earth is round. That is a lot of people based on this survey. And again, at 2% saying 100% definitively that the earth is flat, that's a confident number based on 2%. I would imagine it was probably 1%, maybe 5 years ago. And the fact that it's 2, it'd probably be at 5, and it could even be at 7 in the next 5-10 years. Who knows? But again, it's not going to happen overnight. But everything is having an effect, whether you're sharing on social media, whether you're doing different things, you're doing outreach. There's so many ways. If you're doing it through art, or you're doing videos, you're doing music, or there's so many incredible ways to get this truth out and let people investigate it. And while a lot of people will laugh and mock us, there's going to be those few that are going to say, "Tell me more." Take care, guys. Blessings.